Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are live streaming. We are going to be going in depth on the Casper chart. We recently just started to break out. It is getting very exciting, and a lot of people have been asking me, what is going to be the next major step on, of course, Casper, because everyone is getting very excited and they want to buy now because, again, nobody really wants to buy these altcoins when they are sitting flat, when it's boring. They want to buy when things start to break out. And I've always told you guys, being positioned in a token like, for example, Casper, before the breakout is going to be key for success in this market. So let's actually look at this. Let's address a few things. Let's really kind of look at the chart. First off, loving to see Casper on the top 24-hour span for being the top mover. Up 27% on the 24-hour, up 40% on the 7-day span. This is absolutely nuts. And we are at number 66, moving up the ranks in terms of market cap. This is very exciting. And a lot of people think that, Casper is, going to start to break out to, 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents. We don't know, right? Nobody knows what's going to be happening next. All we know is that over 1.4 billion Casper worth has been getting moved in the last 24 hours. 75, almost $76 million worth of volume moving this thing. It's insane. You can check out the last 7 days, the last 1 month, even the last 3 months. This thing has been doing insane moves. So let's actually look at this. Let's talk about it. And let's first address the fact that I have been warning you guys for so long. I've been aping into Casper. I've been very transparent on this. I've been talking to you guys about Casper for well over a year now. And yes, we do have some buys that we bought in at around like 10 cents, 12 cents. I'm still holding those buys. I mean, obviously they're not like, massive amounts of, Casper, but they still are a significant amount. I think I purchased like 200,000 Casper between 10 cents to like 15 cents, and I'm still holding that. But I have been aping in, and I have been averaging in, especially at these nice lows, which all of my targets are here in terms of the order prices, the amounts that I got. We were really kind of being transparent on it, and in the last video from just, I think that was yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, I was talking to you guys about the developments with Casper in regards to Fortune 500 companies. And there's a ton of development and moves that Casper is making, and it is very, very interesting, to say the least, on how large Casper has become in just the last couple months. So when we look at Casper and when we look at all the developments happening, it wasn't a big surprise that we started to break out and get some volume in. And I did tweet out recently as well at 12:59, so about 5 hours ago almost, and or I should say almost 4 hours ago. And when we look at this, right, we were sitting at about 4 cents. It was almost like 4.5 cents flat. And I did say, this is a big area that Casper needs to break for further upside, which was this blue line here. It's the 200 EMA on the daily. We started to break out of it, and it was very interesting to watch it break out. I wanted to know if you were selling. No, I'm not selling Casper yet. This is a long-term hold for me. Even if we go lower than my buys recently, I will average in even more. But yeah, I said if we really want to break higher to have further continuation, we needed to break out of this blue line. It was a major resistance zone, and we ended up breaking out of it. And now we are looking at where can we go from here, right? Because this fib level, which is the 382, which we shouldn't base everything off of just fibs alone, this 382 is a nice level to really kind of target as our next major level, and we almost hit it. It was about 5, it's like a little over 5.5 cents. That's the next major target here, and then after that we look at some of the higher fibs, but we also have to look at the EMAs. So we were looking at the 3-day span. We broke out of all EMAs. On the daily, we broke out of all the EMAs, but on the weekly, this is where things look a little bit interesting. So obviously the 382 is there, but we also have the 200 weekly EMA at about 7 cents, which is also why when I quoted this tweet, I said, now we look for 7 cents, because we are looking at, essentially the weekly EMAs, breaking out of all of them, going much higher to 7 cents. The interesting thing about all of this is, let me actually make sure that this is on the candlesticks, just so that we are very accurate on this. But the very interesting thing about Casper, and this is the strongest thing about it as well, is that in terms of the recent price action, this thing is already up 127%. and to the top here, it's about 146%. If we continue to the 7-cent zone, this is an easy 2x. It's insane on how fast this thing has been starting to move. I recently remember when this thing was like barely being talked about, and now we see a ton of other individuals talking about it. On the monthly, the EMA is a little bit different. So this is the monthly EMA. It's at about almost 6 cents. It's like 598 to be specific, but we need to target the 382 here. The biggest thing that we've been looking at is the lower time frame. So on the 12-hour span, OBV, by the way, on balance volume, has been going absolutely insane the last couple of days. I mean, going all the way back to August, for an example. Look at how flat we were back here in terms of on-balance volume. This started to really gain momentum back in August when we started to kind of break out. We almost hit like 4 cents back then. That's why I was buying heavy when we came back down to like 2.5 cents. I seen what was going to be, happening after the fact. So we had this nice little flattening OBV, and then just recently on the next major breakout, we seen on-balance volume picking up. The only issue here on the 12-hour is the RSI being a little bit overbought. Sorry, but again, I don't really just play into RSI. It's more so volume. If we get enough volume, we could push higher, but we definitely need to watch the risk areas, which we are essentially at the risk area here at this fib level. We hit just recently. It's like slightly before it at 552, but I'm still looking at the lower time frames on the 4-hour and things like that. These are not like I always say, if you really want to get a nice gauge of where things are going, look at the higher time frames. I know like the 4-hour, the 2-hour, and the 1-hour, a lot of people do use them. I don't really utilize them all that much. They're good to see like, quick volume coming out. Like for an example, on the 1-hour, you could see some of the on-balance volume kind of coming out. So it means that people are selling. But I have been looking at the daily. The daily still looks good for on-balance volume. RSI is a little bit overpeaked here, but it's still pretty good in terms of on-balance volume. I mean, right now, we have as much on-balance volume as going all the way back to April of 2022. So April of this year, which is pretty crazy. And even on the 3-day span, the 3-day span is still kind of flat if you compare it to back here, which tells me that we still need, we could ultimately have a lot more volume in and push us back into a demand channel, which would be the 382. That's why this level is so big, because if we do flip back into this level and actually find support here, it's going to be very similar to this time back here in July of 2021, where we were kind of utilizing this as a support range, and we ended up breaking out to about like 24 cents almost. So that would be a pretty big level to really kind of watch for, is just like the 24-cent zone, which would be pretty crucial for us to kind of have that major break to, major resistance to possibly retest it, break out of it, and have that continue higher price action. So again, when we look at Casper, the biggest thing to gauge here is just on-balance volume. Is volume going to come in? Are we going to see a lot more price action here? We really need to break out of a few levels. Obviously, like the 5.5 cent zone is a strong level to really kind of break back up over. And I think that even going back as far as like May of 2022, if we can get back into this level, it's going to be still pretty good, because back here we did have that retest of about 10, almost 11 cents after we did utilize this level that is now resistance as support. So if we could flip it into support, that's very bullish. If it does act as resistance, we might get a retest of possibly 4 cents. And if we break down below 4 cents, or if we break down below this resistance zone that we had as our support layer, then we will see these lower price action moves down here, which I'm still anticipating buying if we can buy them, but we don't know if they are going to be full buy zones. So we definitely are watching closely for this. Great job, sir. I appreciate your hard time in this awesome project. Hey, I appreciate that. What do you think about M&W? I haven't looked at it too much, to be honest with you. CEP78 is revolutionary. Casper is changing the game. Bye, bye, bye. Yeah. Casper definitely has been doing some incredible things. That's why I say, like, fundamentals on Casper is something special. And I actually do like the fact that somebody is comparing it to ADA. I'm not going to tell you when to sell. Honestly, like, that's all you. If you wanted to sell, you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you guys that. I just don't do that, to be honest. So it's totally up to you. In terms of ADA, though, we have been looking at ADA. ADA recently had a very bearish breakdown recently in the market, which I thought was very interesting, to say the least. I do think that this could come down a little bit lower, possibly to like 32 cents, just so anybody out there is looking into something. But the interesting thing about ADA is that off of its lows, which it did make a lower low during March of 2020. From there, ADA went absolutely parabolic into the last run up and did about an 18,800+% run. So this is 188x. If we did a 188x off of our bottom low here, just to give you guys a quick comparison, I know that this is not the best way to gauge on where we could go, but this would substantially outperform ADA in terms of the dollar figure amount, because an 18,800x would be, well, we'll just go off of 189 or 18,900%, sorry. This would be about roughly $4.32. This is a 189x opportunity. That would be an incredible opportunity if we do outreach to that. Market cap wise, we would be sitting at about, I think it's like $40 billion, like $42 billion in market cap, which is not too crazy if you actually look at the top 10 during the last run up during all-time highs, which again, is that a possibility? Who really knows? It's going to be very interesting, to say the least, to see what happens in the next major bull run, if that is the case. But again, we can only try to predict so often compared to most tokens. Predictions don't really mean much. Just to give you guys a quick insight, predictions don't really mean much because, again, nobody knows what could happen. I mean, would anybody have told you that, hey, Casper is ready to go to 6 cents or 7 cents, whatever, and it happens? No, nobody would have been able to tell you that ahead of the time. All we know is that we accumulate these tokens that look extremely undervalued. Hey, Carl, I appreciate the $10, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What are the chances of a double bottom at 2.5 cents for Casper if Bitcoin drops off the interest rate hike news? I'm sure we could go back down. So I've actually been looking at this, and I've been talking about this a little bit in the Discord. So to me personally, could we come back down to 2.5 cents? It's possible. But the thing is that a lot of people are expecting the rest of this month to be bearish. I'm actually expecting the rest of this month to be pretty good. I do believe that November is going to be bearish, though. And the reason why I say November is going to be bearish is because if you look at November, the events, November 1st to the 2nd is the FOMC meeting from the Fed, which we will most likely see a lot more talks about the current economic structure. And then also, we are going to see a lot of the midterms come up in November as well, which could also induce a sell-off. So I do believe that November is going to be the time where we do see a lot of sell-off. But again, it is the weekend. I also want to say that in terms of the Casper price chart right now, manipulation does happen over the weekend because the weekend is rough for price action. That's why I don't really trade the weekend. I usually like to trade Monday through Friday just because of the indices being open. So definitely watch for the indices opening. Mega Scorcher, I appreciate the $5 cover Partitia. I don't know. I never even heard of that project, to be honest with you. I could definitely look into it later on today, maybe do some research on it. But I do appreciate the $5, and I appreciate the call as well. But yeah, we've been looking at where we could see a bearish time frame for the market. I do believe that November would be that time. If we look back, in history around this market, October is usually pretty good. November is usually rough. We've been looking at the total for this as well. I've been really kind of comparing and contrasting on where we could gauge what's going to happen next. I also did do the bear market typical time frame compared to where we are now. Could we have fully bottomed out in terms of Bitcoin and this entire market? It is possible. Like, we're at 341 days here. The last bear market lasted about 342 days to fully bottom out. Are we going to be fully bottomed out here? Who knows? It could very well be possible, but I'm not going to be, the one that calls the bottom. I don't care to be the one that calls the bottom. We just really kind of wait. We DCA into assets that look extremely undervalued, and that's why we are able to appreciate days like today where they do finally break out of their major resistance zones and they go a little bit parabolic. And I'm not saying that this is a parabolic move, because trust me, this really technically isn't a parabolic move, but it is a breakout, and it is a huge breakout as well for a token like Casper, especially one to be in the top 60s already. I mean, like, recently on the 7-day span, we've been seeing a ton of tokens doing incredible moves. QNT has been one that has been very strong. We've been talking about QNT for a while, but comparing QNT to a lot of these other tokens is like night and day. But Casper outperforming Quant on the 7-day span, as well as almost all of the other top 100 tokens besides Huobi, is something special, and it's something to really kind of note. And Tsunami76, I appreciate the €5, almost the €5. It's like $4.50 in terms of euros. I appreciate that. Love your content. How do you expect the price action for XRP to go if settlement happens during the next 30 to 60 days, as we are still in a bear market? Again, I don't believe that we will see a settlement within the next 30 to 60 days, to be honest with you. I think that the settlement will happen within the next, like, I'll say 2 to 9 months. I think that the next 2 to 9 months is the key on XRP. And just so that you know, the price action after the settlement announcement, if we do see a settlement announcement or a clear win, could be pretty parabolic. I think that's going to be very volatile. I just don't know where we could go in price. I mean, it could easily be $10, it could be $20, it could even be $5. We don't know. Hey, I appreciate the $10, well, Canadian dollars, W. Irv. I appreciate that. I found out about Casper from you, so thank you. You follow Block V. Do you still like them? I haven't really looked at Block V, honestly. I don't even know what Block V is, to be completely honest. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what that is, but I do appreciate all the donations from you guys. I really do. Good Casper wallet, anyone? So Casper wallets, you could actually use Ledger. They have a Ledger setup on their website. I could actually drop that in the chat real quick. Let me go to Casper's website and get that for you. So go to Casper's website and go to how to. They have the Ledger setup here. I'll drop it in chat for you guys that want to store your Casper on Ledger. There you guys have it. Dropped it in chat. I'll actually even pin it too, so that you guys don't need to, you know, shift through everything. So there you guys have it. It's pinned. But yeah, you could store it on a Ledger. Yeah, I use the Ledger for almost all my stuff. The only reason why I'm not storing Casper on my Ledger is because I'm staking it on Casper Live. So yeah, I mean, right now in terms of the daily span, and even if we go to the 12-hour span, you know, things still look pretty good. OBV on the 12-hour looks incredible. On the 4-hour, we are seeing a little bit of a sell-off. We have to wait and see if we are going to, you know, retest this SMA and have a bounce off of it in terms of RSI. But RSI definitely is peaked a little bit. I would say it's over peaked, actually. It's at 82.70. That's where it did hit, which is overbought. I would definitely wait to see what's going to happen next if you were a buyer of Casper, or if you want to be a buyer of Casper. Some of the levels to look here are at the EMA. So I would look at the 3.3 level in terms of cents. So look at like around 3 to like 3.5 cents for a major buy opportunity on Casper. But this does look pretty good. And let me see. Is it worth staking? I mean, yeah, I think it's worth staking. I mean, I think you get like 10%, almost 11% or something like that. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. Is 1 cent possible? I mean, I would say it's unlikely unless like the entire market nukes and like we get like a major black swan event. Is it a good idea to buy some Casper now? Greetings from Netherlands. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would just I would wait a little bit on it. I would not ape into this thing. It's up like 40% on the 7-day span. It's going absolutely insane. Nick, I found your channel a couple years ago and started DCAing into HBAR. You were the OG HBAR bull. Now I am hearing more YouTubers start to talk about HBAR. Yeah, a lot more people are finding out about how big Hedera could essentially be and how large of a token HBAR could also be. And I think that that's very exciting. I do think that at some point in time, you know, we will see HBAR take over as well. And I'm very excited to see, you know, Hedera continuously build during a bear market, and they have been making some major moves as well in terms of partnerships. Do you hold WADSPay, WTIC? No, I don't. I've heard some horror stories about it, but I mean, I've also heard some very good things about it too. I just haven't looked into it too much. Mega Scorcher, I appreciate the $5 again. Portisha, MPC, DARPA, and Bill Gates. I tweet you all the time. Love you, man. I don't have to research Hedera news myself anymore. I just watch you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I haven't done a video on HBAR in a while, but there will be a new HBAR video coming out tomorrow. So anybody out there that is looking for HBAR news, looking for HBAR stuff, tomorrow's going to be the big day for HBAR. I'm also probably going to be doing a video on some more insights on Casper maybe, or I might do, we'll definitely have to look and see, because I do want to do a lot more research on a few things that I found around Q&T as well. Yeah, I will be making a new A0 video for anybody out there that does want to learn more about A0. Yeah, there's some risky things around A0, but I think that it could be a very good token in terms of ROI wise if things do pick up. Casper's already Ethereum 3.0. Yeah, 100%. Do you have a video on Hashpack with Ledger? I do have a video on Hashpack with Ledger. If you go to my if you go to YouTube and just type in how to store HBAR on a Ledger and Cash Official, it'll come up. What's your short-term HBAR buy price? Is 6 cents the floor? So I've actually been looking at HBAR a little bit. I know that a lot of people have been asking me about HBAR recently. I've gotten to buy some really crazy buy orders on Casper or on HBAR due to like volume wicks on some exchanges. Now, so far, I do believe that around 5.5 cents has been the floor for HBAR, which is a little bit off. Let me actually move this down slightly, just so that we have an accurate depiction on where we are. There we go. So as you can see, now this is on the 3-day span. You could see that we tested this nice little bottom level area that we had back in January of 2021. If we do lose this level, the next major buy zone on HBAR would be about like 4.5 cents. So, or well, I should say this like candle wick that we had, which was like a scam wick down to like 4.5 cents. So this is the level that I'm looking at. It's not even technically 4.5 cents. It's like 4.7. So if we do get a major sell-off in the market, I'm not anticipating us getting a major sell-off because I do believe that Bitcoin has seen its bottom, but a lot of people are saying that we could see a lot lower. Again, who am I to know what's going to happen next? We can't predict the future, but if we do see a major sell-off, I am looking at around like this 4.5 cent zone on HBAR to buy heavy, just so that you know. Let me see what I missed here. HBAR NFTs waiting on minting boons in 12 hours on public. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. What's your short-term HBAR buy? Just said that. You can now stake Casper live with Ledger. Oh, I didn't even know that. In for long-term here, up 80%. Just seen your channel today. Look forward to more content in HBAR and XRP. Also, keep up the good work. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Casino Coin is a sleeper. Let's go. HBAR video tomorrow. Can't wait. Finally, Coinbase listing. Thanks, Nick. Hey, I appreciate you, Rod. Where is Matt Chase? Is he still alive? Yeah, he is. I think he's just taking a little bit of a break from crypto. I mean, everybody has to take a break here or there. So, but I do appreciate Matt Chase. I think Matt Chase is an incredible individual. You guys should go check him out if you guys haven't already. Can HBAR reach a penny? I mean, I think that is just way too low of a price target to really kind of look at. Again, we've been crashing for over 300 days, almost a whole year. So I really do think that a lot of this market is kind of oversold anyways right now, but that's my take on it. It's been a while since you talked about ACH and XSP. Yeah, I've still been holding those. I haven't sold any of them. Honestly, I haven't really sold much or any of my crypto in the last, I would say, like 10, 12 months. So yeah. Is it worth staking Casper if I only have 10K of them? I mean, it's all up to you. I mean, realistically speaking, if you're gonna stake it, you're gonna have a tax bill, signed to it. But it's passive income either way, so it's totally up to you. Can you store your HBAR on a Ledger Nano X? Yeah, I mean, mine's stored on a Nano X, so yeah. I mean, I made a video on how to store it on a Ledger Nano X, and I was utilizing a Nano X in the video, so. QNT is going to pump soon. The bull run starts, it could shoot to 1,000 easy. Yeah, I think that QNT is a very strong token. I actually have a very, like Hopium-based buy order on it at about like $70, just so that you guys know. I don't know if it's going to be targeted. I'm just saying I have it set up just in case. Good videos. I would love to see a quant deep dive in DCA and in quant right now for a long term. So I actually have like probably close to, I would say like 300, maybe 500 videos on quant. I've done so many deep dives on quant. I did a deep dive on quant when it was like $38 or 40 some dollars. I highly advise you go check out some of those older videos on quant because I've gone in depth on it heavy. How do you think NFTs will be on Casper? I think that they will be very good. If we can get an ecosystem growing on Casper around NFTs, and if we can get a community growing around NFTs, then we could easily see Casper, at, we'll say 20 some cents, depending on how hyped up it does get. But community is like the biggest key around this entire space. I've always said that. And by the way, that's 20 cents, you know, like if we had it now. So I do think that community and NFTs are actually really good for the ecosystem, and we've seen that with HBAR as well. Can XRP reach 1K by 2024? I would not. I would not believe it, but who knows? I mean, in my opinion, I think that 1K by 2024 for XRP is a little bit outrageous, to be honest. Okay, to not sell from this pump, I like to hold long term. Yeah, I'm not selling me personally. Just so you know, Swift logs and tracks the XRP ledger, I believe, and stores the data they need. Swift messaging, XRP setting. I don't know about Swift utilizing XRP ledger right now, to be honest. I don't think that is a possibility. Okay, but why did it pop just now? In terms of Casper, I would say that it's been coiled up. I mean, if you look at this, so let's go to the 3-day span. This thing has been trading under resistance and testing resistance so many times. I mean, back here, this is on the 3-day. Remember this, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times it got tested in terms of this resistance zone. It's been under resistance for 153 days. So it was bound to pop at some point in time. So we were just waiting for it, and ultimately we got it. So it's looking very interesting right now. What's XRP's buy zone right now? I'm looking at around roughly 32 to 38 cents with a possible, if we never see those prices, I'm going to start averaging in at around like 40 cents. I've doubled my money on Casper. Should I sell or sell half so it's free cheese? It's up to you. It's all up to you. However you want to de-risk it, however you want to take it, it's all up to you. First to $1 XDC or Casper. Off of hype alone, I'd say Casper, because XDC is so hidden. Like, nobody's looking at XDC. It's insane to me. Let me see. Q&T nearly at $200. Wow, yep. Q&T has been extremely strong. I sold everything to buy Quant, and that included Casper. Should have held, huh? Yeah, I mean, again, I don't ever do that. I usually just buy a token if I think that it's going to do good. I don't usually like to sell any tokens to just, ape into anything else. Always moves a bit before weekly market open. Yeah, I mean, right now, today's the weekly candle close. So this thing, if it closes over, I'll say this, if it closes over this 382 at 5.5 cents, that's going to be extremely huge. We're back above 5 cents, looking like we're not dipping. Yeah, I mean, it all depends on what's going to happen after the weekly close. Why Casper doesn't have a good exchange? If so, what is it? I personally use MEXC. If you guys actually want to sign up for MEXC, you guys are more than welcome to through my link. In fact, we're actually doing a pretty big giveaway if you wanted to go to my Twitter and get that link. But here's the MEXC link, just so that you guys know. I'm gonna pin this as well. I'm gonna replace the pinned tweet with this, or the pinned message with this. That's the MEXC affiliate link if you guys want to sign up. I personally utilize them for HBAR, Q&T, XRP, XLM, Algorand, and a few other tokens as well. Let me see. Going up since the list on Coinbase. Well, Casper hasn't been listed on Coinbase yet, but it is very exciting to say the least in terms of what their major plans are later on. Hey, Mega Scorcher, I just seen the $2 now. I apologize. The chat's been going crazy. Have you checked out Board Hash Club NFT on Hedera? I haven't. I've actually been more so centered on what is it? The zombies, meta zombies. What's your 2024, 2025 XRP price prediction? Thanks. Probably $10 to $15. I'm very conservative with XRP just because I think that a lot of people just throw out random price predictions. I think that like $10 to $15 is my target. Do you have a price prediction for Casper and HBAR? So HBAR has always been $3 to $6. I'm still looking at $3 to $6. On Casper, I'm looking at about like $1 to $2.50. And if that is targeted, then I'm happy with that. Who says that Q&T really works without any issues? Did they make some kind of beta test or anything like that? A lot of people are actually utilizing Overledger already right now in terms of like Oracle and like LAC chain. So, I mean, we don't know how well it's working, but for the most part, we haven't seen any major arguments about it. Let me see. Can XDC be 3 digits by 2025? I wouldn't get my hopes up, honestly. Pretty sure there's a price gap on XRP around one. Is that 17 to 18 cents? Been holding Casper for like a year now, finally getting some attention. Yep, 100%. Thoughts on Sologenic? Sologenic's not bad. I've looked into it. It looks pretty good. Uphold is a good place to form to buy Casper. Also, I think that they will allow it to send. Yeah, well, I mean, it all depends on when they unlock it, because that's like the biggest thing that like made me move away from Casper to MEXC. Speaking of HBAR NFTs, are your projects moving in the background, or are you waiting for it to go up first? So in terms of HBAR NFTs, I'm still trying to put together a solid team to do the social media management for it. I'm still looking at a few names. I'm waiting to do the generation process with MetaZombie's CEO, actually. We have some plans. We are still waiting for those plans to essentially morph into reality, just because they are very busy. Can we expect a good retrace for Casper now at around 5.5 cents? It all depends, like, because we've already rejected off of it, so now it's all in, like, okay, are we going to retest and break through it? It's probably going to take a few retests just because it is a big area, so we are waiting to see if that is the case. I want to board Hash Club Deragods in my biggest NFT project on Hedera. Hey, that's awesome. Yeah, so 17 to 18 cents on XRP could be targeted. But again, we'd have to see like one of the biggest bearish events happen in crypto. And I just don't know what that would be. Do you have any thoughts on Sauce or other HTS tokens? Not really. I mean, I do think that Saucer Swap is great. I think that what they are doing is very special. Qcoin, XDC, XRP, Casper, yep. What is Casper Decentralized Exchange? XDC has XSwap, HBAR has Saucer Swap, Casper has. Casper actually has a lot. They do have Friendly Market. Friendly Market is like a decentralized exchange as well. It's kind of built in. And I think that they have, I forgot what the name of it was, but it recently just launched. I think it's called Swapper. I think it's Swapper or something like that. I think that they have like 3 though. I haven't really looked at it in a while though. Casper is on LCX, I believe. Yeah, it might be. The only issue with LCX is that they have like low liquidity. Since HBAR is the first on the hash graph tech, they're going to be around a long time. Is Casper special? Yes, Casper is extremely special. Casper is actually more unique than any other project in this space, simply because of their upgradable smart contracts. But also, it's on the CBC specification, which is what Ethereum developers actually built, and what they are trying to have Ethereum essentially launch on for Ethereum 3.0. That's why a lot of people think that Casper is the real Ethereum 3.0, because it already has the tech for Ethereum 3.0. So yeah, Casper is extremely special. Since HBARs defer, or I just read that, anyone look at Jasmy? I've actually been hearing about Jasmy. I haven't looked into it. I didn't catch your answer. Is SwiftGo a competitor for XRP? It looks like it. It really does look like it. We have to wait and see what comes from it. The only issue, the thing about, I'll say this, the thing about Swift is any innovation that they do make, the biggest thing that they need to focus on to compete with XRP is instant settlement. If they don't have instant settlement, then they're not even a competitor of Ripple with XRP. Can only withdraw Brazil Real on Qcoin though, and fiat. Can HBAR hit $100? I mean, yeah, long term. Did you look into Constellation Network DAG? Has 80,000 plus transactions per second. Yeah, we were holding DAG last summer. We bought DAG. I think it was at like 2 to 3 cents, and then it ran up to like 40 some cents. It was incredible. And I've talked about DAG here and there. Send it to Revolut as Brazil Real. Do you see projects leaving Ethereum to go to Casper? I mean, we might see. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of projects leaving Ethereum to actually go to Hedera more than Casper, to be honest. Looking into any AI blockchain companies? Not really. I haven't looked into. I haven't been doing a ton of research. I've been really kind of. See, I had this issue in the past where I was over diversified. So right now I'm kind of just sticking to the ones that I'm really looking at, which is like 5 to 10 to possibly even 15 projects that I'm looking at, like Alliance Block, Algorand, XRP, XLM, HBAR, Casper, and there's a few other ones as well, like A0's one. I'd have to look at the portfolio because I there's like just so many that I'm really kind of eyeing. Um, but yeah, there's a lot. $3 possible for Casper 2025. Yeah, I do think that it is. Do you see XRP being 3 to 4 digits? If so, when? I mean, it would have to be long. It all depends on their capitalization on on-demand liquidity. That's the thing. They need a large amount of on-demand liquidity volume to push it that high. Pop Network will also be big. So could Casper hit Ethereum prices? No, I wouldn't technically say that, but it could be pretty large in terms of market cap wise. Why do you need Quant if you have Interledger Protocol? Interledger Protocol compared to what Quant is doing is completely different. Interledger Protocol is a connector. Quant is a gateway bridge. There's a huge difference there because with Interledger Protocol, you would have to have every single major bank and financial institution utilizing Interledger Protocol. With Quant, all you need is the bridge set up on DLTs. That way, any bank, any financial institution that does want to utilize, we'll say the XRP ledger, can utilize the XRP ledger. But if they wanted to also utilize, at some point in time, Hedera, they could also do that as well. That's why Quant is so special compared to Interledger Protocol. HBAR predictions 2025, $3 to $6. I've always been $3 to $6 is my target on HBAR, and it hasn't changed. I actually don't know about Velo, to be honest. I haven't heard about Efinity either. I have the same problem. I feel way too diversified. Yeah, sometimes I just... the problem is that you look at some of these projects, you look at some of the research on it, and it's just like, I can't believe this. Like, because that's my issue, is that I look at some of these tokens, I read the white paper, I read what they're doing, and then I read like a development that is on like, we'll say on their roadmap, and I'm just like, dude, this thing's going to be huge. Like, I need to be a part of this. But the problem is that I'm already a part of so many. And did you hear about AAA game called Alivium? Yeah, I mean, I've heard about the AAA game on Hedera. That one's very special. Guess I should say thank you because I bought 5K of Casper a month ago after I heard about it for the first time from you. Hey, I appreciate that, Jerry. What's the difference between Link and Quant? Again, completely different. You have Link that's oracles and Quant is gateways. Oracles are a little less... there's a lot of risk tied to oracles compared to gateways. The reason why Quant's API gateway in terms of Overledger is so special is because it cuts out the intermediaries, and the intermediary bridges are the ones that are constantly getting hacked within crypto. So it's a big security breach issue in terms of a lot of like the bridges being built. Oracles are good, but I think that oracles work best for retail demand, not institutional grade and financial institutions and banks and stuff like that. Do you think that Flare is going to be a big deal? Yeah, 100%. I think that Flare is going to be huge, but we need to see it actually go live. The partnerships detect the management. Yep. Hey, Bull God, what's going on? I found the same thing. I wonder if I am too diversified. I have several projects with a small invested, but I think I need to consolidate at some point when it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I really there's a lot of issues that I have in terms of looking at projects. I'm just like, man, this is so special. I know it is, and I think that's why I'm so happy that Casper is my #1 hold, just because I see so much potential in this token. Also, for everybody in the chat, if you guys haven't already, go check out Crypto Bull God. He's going to be doing a live stream tonight at about 6:30 EST. Highly advise you go check out his channel. So definitely go and check him out. He does incredible content as well. Does not get nearly the amount of views that he deserves. Highly advise you go check him out, especially on Twitter as well. Q&T has a lower supply, more integrated into the financial system and trade finance than Link. Yeah, it is. I mean, Link's partnership with Swift is pretty big, though. I will say that. And I do hold Link. I hold both Q&T and Link. You can clean up your crypto portfolio by looking at a team, not just the white paper. Yeah. I do in-depth research whenever I look into a token. Is the way we evaluate market cap for crypto going to change after regulation? Is the current market cap formula accurate? So, yeah, I mean, current market cap is pretty accurate to an extent. I will say this, the market cap that we recently hit back in November of 2021, the $3 trillion, that's nothing compared to where I believe that this market is going to go. You got to remember how undervalued this entire market actually is. Hey, Nick, what do you think about Q&T, or ONT, sorry. ONT, I looked into it back in 2020. I think it was 2020 and 2021. I never held any of it. I never really looked too much into it, but I heard about it during that time heavy. Who wants one coin? My biggest holds are Q&T and Casper from your vids. I've been very happy these past months. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you, Nick. No problem, man. What's the total supply of Casper? It's about like 11 billion, but it does have an 8% year-over-year inflation rate. But the staking rewards outweigh the inflation. Do you still hold Unito, and did you buy more at 1 cent? I want to say I do. I haven't looked into that wallet because I know that wallet did recently get hacked. For anybody that didn't know, during the beginning of the summertime, during June or July, it was during July, I had like over $5,000 worth of NFTs stolen. I had some tokens stolen, and I think that UDO was actually one of them. So I would have to look into it. We are so early to the party, it doesn't even seem like a party is getting ready to start. Yeah, it honestly, like right now, we are so early in the space. Couldn't SBI send XRP to $100 to $1,000 by themselves? They said the banks would all use it. Yeah, I mean, again, it all depends on what's going to happen next with XRP in terms of on-demand liquidity and the overall lawsuit. What about Songbird? I've been looking at Songbird here and there, but I haven't really been buying it, to be honest. What's your smallest cap play? I think, honestly, smallest cap play, I want to say A0. I'm pretty sure Aleph 0 is like... So this thing is actually starting to break out a little bit, but... Yeah, I mean, this thing's at like... Or no, it's not Aleph 0. It's LCX. Now that I think about it, LCX. Yeah, because LCX is at a $40.8 million market cap, unless AOBT is below it. I know that AOBT just recently started to break out. Yeah, AOBT then. But fully diluted, I mean, it's at 58.5 million. So, again, going off of just like the market cap here, this would be my smallest play compared to LCX and Aleph 0. What's your exit strategy during the next bear or bull run for Q&T, Casper, and other coins? I might do an updated video on that. But I have been looking at it in terms of like where I'm going to exit Casper. A lot of it's just at my main targets. With Q&T, honestly, Q&T is just a long-term hold to me. I don't really care to sell it. Gala XDC price prediction for 2024, 2025. XDC is a mystery, honestly. I'd have to wait to see, what happens in the next bull run. I mean, I'd have to look at like resistance zones. Gala, I haven't looked at Gala, honestly. In France, people say Link Chain will replace Swift. I always thought XRP would do so. I don't think Chainlink's going to replace Swift. If anything, it's complementary. So, ever hear about Add-in Energy, new battery tech for EV? If anything, I'd be looking at Energy Web Token. Energy Web Token's very special in that area. Flare not on Gate, where can I buy it? Flare is an airdrop, so... I mean, I'm just waiting for Flare to be airdropped to me. I'm not buying the IOUs or anything like that. Price prediction for ENT and EWT. I don't hold any ETN. I really don't know what I would say. On EWT, I'm looking at like $500. Thanks for all your research that you do. Take care. I appreciate you, Tony. Can't buy Flare yet. Can buy IOU on Bittree. Yeah. Thanks for your work. Hey, I appreciate you, Glenn. XDC and XRP to the moon. Yep, 100%. Q&T price prediction 2024, 2025. I'd say within like the like if we're looking at 2024, 2025's prices, I'd say maybe like 2,500, like 18 to 2,500. Casper is going to be good in the future, 100%. What is the lowest price per token pound for pound Best Buy? I have no idea, honestly. Do you think Theta will get to $100? What's your price prediction? I haven't looked at it. Hey, what's going on, OG Backroad? So with all of that in mind, guys, I'm going to stop the live stream here. We will definitely be looking at the price action over the next couple days. I will be reporting on a lot of the price action on Twitter. I might even do some videos on Casper here soon as well. But with all of that in mind, thank you for everybody who stopped by. Thank you for everybody who is doing donations as well. I really do appreciate all of you guys. Yeah, with that being said, I hope everybody has a great day or a great night wherever you guys are. If you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to hit the in the description. There's going to be a Twitter. There's going to be a Discord link. The Discord link is free. There's a ton of insights in the Discord that I think all of you could appreciate. There's a ton of content in there for free. The Twitter, like I said, I push live updates all the time on Twitter, so definitely, check out the Twitter. If you guys did enjoy the live stream, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. And with all that being said, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.